All right. Yeah. So first of all, thank you, Ronit, for joining it. Thank you for taking the time out, and I'm very happy that you joined. We were having this conversation from so long. I've been following you from so long. That guy, please, Ronit,
Yeah,
come. You have been busy in your
yeah,
own part.
for sure.
So thank you so
No,
much, first of all,
yeah, yeah.
for coming.
No, man. Thank you for like even having me, right? Like it's always I always find it funny, that like social media, power of social media, like you just kind of
Yeah, yeah,
we always disregard it at times, and we don't see the opportunity in it. Still, it's so weird. A lot of
yeah,
people do, but it's because we're posting, we see it. But the
yeah,
majority of people in the world, they still don't like see the power of social. You can build connections.
yes, yes, yes.
You can spread knowledge, whatever it is. You can help people, all that stuff, and like meet people, like And I'm always like, if somebody, I don't even know who I am, so like somebody asked me to be on a podcast, I'm like, why wouldn't I not be on a podcast, right? So
Yeah.
thank you for having me, man. It's always a blessing.
That's all
Yeah,
right, bro.
yeah.
So, bro, where are you from? ਤੁਸੀਂ ਕੈਨੇਡਾ ਤੋਂ
Anji,
ਹੋ, ਯੂਐਸ ਤੋਂ ਹੋ, ਕਿਧਰੋਂ?
Anji. मैं Canada, Brampton में रहता, Ontario.
Brampton. Okay,
Yeah, yeah,
okay.
yeah. I was
So,
born and raised in Bhopal, India.
you were born in India.
Born in India, Bhopal, which Bombay. Mom's from Bombay, and
Yeah.
dad's from Bhopal.
Dad is from Bhopal and mom is from Bombay. All right.
Anji,
So you
Anji.
have been to Punjab or
Yeah,
no?
Punjab. Once in the last like 29
Uh,
years.
oh, okay.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
thought
yeah.
you're born and brought up and raised in Punjab only.
No, no,
So,
no. Yeah,
all
yeah,
right.
yeah. I
You
was
have been in Canada
yeah,
from
2005.
2005.
Yeah,
Oh, all right. So long time in Canada, yeah.
19 years.
So 19 years. I've just shifted to London, right? It's 2 years
Okay,
now. So I've
okay,
been born and brought up in Delhi. So
okay. No,
it's good. It will be. I've been following you. I have found you from one of your reel on roti, I think. Uh,
Anji, Roti.
Skinny fat, you were telling me, because a lot of Indians face, even I face that issue that I have a skinny
Yeah,
fat, and
yeah,
we
yeah, yeah.
never know that we should bulk or cut or what to do. But
Anji.
one of your reel was so good, was so concrete on it, that
Okay.
start weightlifting, don't
Yeah,
rely on cardio, do your
yeah,
cardio, but don't rely on on
yeah,
cardio.
yeah.
Eat your meals. I have
Anji.
seen one of your other reel that suggests eating roti and dal means
Yeah,
putting that macros into your meal, still
exactly.
still getting jacked.
Yeah, yeah.
So
I always tell people they focus on the skinny and the fat part, and they focus too much on the fat part, right?
yeah,
Like I want to get rid of this fat. Like it's always like like I want to get rid of this body. Like that's all the question I get. It's like
yeah,
everything else I feel good. I just want to get rid of this, but we
yeah.
don't focus on the muscle and the skinny part.
Hmm.
But if we start focusing on the muscle part, then all
Yeah,
the benefits in the world that we're looking for actually come. But also
yeah,
we get to eat the roti, right?
yeah,
It's
yeah.
like we have the muscle that needs the fuel, you know?
Yes,
So like
yes,
we end up and it's not our fault. Like human nature, mind focuses on the negative,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
So we focus on the fat's bad, right? I want to get rid of this fat. But if we
yeah,
focus on like, oh, I can gain something here, which is like gain size on my skinny frame, put
yeah,
on muscle, which comes through training, lifting, not as much cardio, eating protein, eating your dal roti.
yeah,
Then we get all the benefits in the world. So,
yeah, yeah, yeah. Obviously, once your chest will be out, your stomach will be in.
uh,
So,
100, yeah, yeah.
the
And bro,
moment,
like, yeah. And like if
yeah,
you have a lot of body fat in one area and you put
hmm,
on more muscle, now that
yeah,
body fat distributes over a larger surface area. You know?
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
you can
yeah.
be the same exact body fat percentage, but the
Hmm.
illusion is you look leaner. You know?
Yeah,
So
yes.
like, and that looks way better than like you just get skinnier because you
Just
lose
get
body
skinnier
fat.
and just you are fat. A lot of body fat percentage is more than
Only.
your muscle percentage. Maybe
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So longevity, health, everything, it just improves.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
So I saw you saw that reel, and let's start from this one also, bro. So
okay.
how long you have been working out, and how long you have been doing it? So
Yeah,
if I want to get that body, how
yeah,
long I have how long I have to work out? कितना मैंने
yeah.
करना पड़ेगा कि मैं
Money.
एहो जी
Yeah.
बॉडी से पहुंच जाऊं बस.
So, Paligal bro, everyone's different. It's gonna be
Yeah, yeah,
individual basis, है ना?
yeah,
कि especially now society, everyone want quicker, everything we want faster, 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 right?
yeah, yeah,
But it just takes time.
Yes.
But me personally, I've been lifting since 2013.
Three.
2013. So it's been 11 years now, you know?
Mm.
11 years I've been in the fitness place, but
Mm.
my first 3 to 4 years, obviously, I'll go to the gym, friends and all, and like, you just lift everything, bench
Yeah.
press, back, everything. You just do everything in the gym possible. And then Badwaj Burger King, you know? So like the first like 3 4 years was just like focus on just going to the gym, and then
Yeah.
it's about diet, lifestyle, sleepers, whatever. Kurkure
Yes.
khanda si, Maggie khanda si,
Uh,
methi parathe frozen all the time, right? For the first 4 years, and like
okay.
I used to fit those things in macros, so like it would still fit in my macros. Like I would have two Maggies. I still remember it used to be 606 calories, right?
Oh,
Yeah, it wasn't bad. So like
yeah.
it would fit in the macros, and I would just have two Maggies, and I would have two methi parathe, which would get
Hmm.
me to 1100 calories, and then I would just do 4 scoops of protein.
Oh, okay. So the protein intake is also complete and your
Eh,
carbs
eh,
and everything. Oh, all
yeah,
right.
so like when I'm 20,
Huh.
21, 22, like bro, like you don't feel any of the digestion issues, right? You're like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
thoda bloating hondi hai, thodi digestion like feels a little messed up. But like, oh,
Mm-hmm.
chalda hai. Like I can have Maggie and get jacked. This is cool. But then afterwards, I'm like, I'm not getting the best results I wanted, and like I don't feel the energy in the morning still, even though I look fit. I was like,
Yeah.
Aggie, right? And
Uh,
so like,
that's important.
and it's like it's funny because we focus on the look so much, we forget like feeling is probably the most important part. That's all we're chasing. I know we just want to
Yeah.
wake up feeling confident, healthy, peaceful, and feel like full of joy. And that's what we want to feel every morning.
Yeah.
But if
Yeah.
you're feeling tired, oh my god, I got to do this hard workout. My joint hurts, chest
Yeah.
hurt, this hurts. I
Hmm.
know that's like, what's the point of doing this fitness thing?
Yeah.
So like I guess I would say 2013 to like 2015, 16, I was
Hmm.
taking that route, and
Hmm.
then 2016 onwards, I started like tracking more macros. So I did
Hmm.
become aware. I'm like, bro, like I'm wasting these calories on Maggie and methi parathe. Maybe I should like add a fucking blueberry. So I don't know
Hmm.
if I'm sorry if I swear, but if add some fruit, add some vegetable, add some broccoli.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
2016, 17, 2017, I did a men's physique show, right?
Oh,
Back,
okay. Where in
yes.
India or in
No, no,
Canada?
Canada only. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And that's
Yeah.
the one. That's in my head that time, the reasoning was pretty funny. I was like, I just want a six pack, right?
Uh,
So
okay.
like, I just started cutting, and I was 193 pounds, and
Okay.
bro, I cut. I got to 170. I'm like, okay, I see a couple abs.
Hmm.
160, still not fully six pack. I had to cut down to 137 pounds, right,
Oh.
to get a six pack, and that's when I realized I'm
Hmm.
like, all of us have so much more body fat than we think. That's why if we
Yeah.
focus on the muscle part, our life
Yeah.
is gonna be way more sustainable in long term, right?
Yeah. Makes
Because bro,
much more sense. Yeah.
bro, I
Yeah.
lost 53 pounds,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah, and that's
you
not
know,
healthy. That's not healthy. People
bro,
can see your abs, but that's not healthy.
Andre, it's not healthy, bro. And like, bro, the fitness space, and that's the funny part. Every time someone talks, it's like I tell them that the person you see online with the sick physique, they don't feel the best in that physique,
Yeah.
right? Unless you're genetically like a outlier, and
Hmm.
like most of us, you don't feel that good when you're ripped like that. Because bro,
Hmm.
right after the competition, bro,
Hmm.
the 2 3 days after, Chinese food, pizza, ice cap,
Yes.
everything I just indulged. I gained like 15 pounds in 3 days, right?
The water coming in, all the
Yeah,
carbs.
body
Yes.
was like craving food, I was like hungry, so hungry. And like I would be moody all the time. I would like, just go in my room, do my thing, and like don't talk to me kind of thing. And I was
Yeah.
like, what is happening here?
Yeah.
So, but yeah, long story short, 2013 I started, 2016, 17 got a bit more serious, like tracking everything. And
Yes.
then I would say 2018 is when I started posting a couple like videos online, because
Mm-hmm.
I was like, okay, like I got some, bicep veins, so maybe I can be a fitness influencer, whatever.
Yeah.
So I just started mainly just my workouts, that's it.
Hmm.
And then like 2018, 2019, learning more, listening to way more podcasts. Like this sounds weird, but this is when I started working more on the mind part. Like Jay
Uh,
Shetty, Lewis House,
yeah.
Andy Frisella, like all these guys, podcast wise. I
Yeah.
was like,
Yeah.
oh wow, like
Hmm.
mind is actually a bit more important than the physique part. I did the
Yes.
physique part first because you chase a physique because you think you'll make you feel better, which it does, right?
Hmm.
And it's a good starting point. But
Hmm.
working on the mind, combining it, I was like, oh wow, okay, there's lots to learn here, lots to explore.
Yes.
And then I started getting into more sciences of it because the whole time I was doing accounting. this whole
Ah,
time. Yeah.
okay.
And then in 2020 is when I like left accounting and I like took a bunch of PT courses. I got a coach for myself.
Um,
Um, I took like a bunch of certifications online. I'm just always trying to 1 to 2 courses a year. There's
okay.
this company
Still
called
you're doing it.
yeah, Prescript.
Uh,
Um, it's like a biomechanics kind of field course,
okay.
that kind of stuff. That's
But
fun learning.
when you've competed in
100.
2016-17,
Yeah,
did you hire some coach or you did everything by your own?
bro. YouTube,
YouTube.
YouTube,
Uh,
YouTube macro calculator. I
uh,
bought this. There's this guy Banda on YouTube, Chris Jones.
Chris
Uh,
Jones. Okay.
there's his Physiques of Greatness. I think that's his YouTube channel.
Yeah, okay.
And now it's Pump Chasers. They
Uh,
switched it, but like
okay.
he had a PDF workout program, and like I bought it for $20, and then
Uh,
he had a YouTube video how to calculate your macros. I
hmm.
did macros. I did
Hmm.
workout, and I just like tracked in my notes app my body weight every day and my
Uh,
progress pictures every week.
uh,
And he was just showing. He's like, "This is how I cut." I was like,
uh,
"Okay, I'll just follow what this guy does," and I just did it for 6.5 months, and then
um,
last month I got like a coach for posing. I know how to pose on stage. I still
hmm.
didn't like, even with him it was too little of time. Like you need way more time to like showcase your physique.
Yeah, yeah.
But he showed me, like how to like pose front lat, side, how to
You're
flex
thinking to
abs.
compete again or what? Or you're just still learning posing for your own, for videos and everything?
Now, if I'm competing again,
Yeah.
so I was planning to actually compete this November, and I was
Oh,
trying to, yeah. So like, cause I put on a lot of size since 2017, you know.
yeah.
So like, I was like, now let's see what's underneath this,
Hmm.
and I've been able to maintain a good amount of shape. Like now, when if I wouldn't need to lose 50 pounds. I think if I
Yes.
lose 15 pounds, right, I'll be pretty shredded for stage,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
So because I've maintained right now, I'm 170 pounds, bro, right?
Uh,
Yeah,
okay.
most people think I'm like 190, 195.
Yeah,
I've
yeah,
been around.
yeah,
I know
yeah.
most people do, and
Yeah.
that's what I try to preach people: muscle, muscle,
Hmm.
muscle, muscle. The muscle takes time. A lot of
Yes.
us trying to rush time, you know.
Hmm.
So this number I was trying to gonna compete, but the last 4 weeks I've been going through a little shoulder injury. Not really injury, but it's been like a problem where like for pressing, for chest purposes, where my
Okay.
shoulder starts to act up. So I've been going
Oh.
to chiro, physio, and like getting an ultrasound next week.
Hmm.
And then like I've been having this left knee thing too.
Hmm.
So these are just random things that just popped up, and it's just
Hmm.
accumulated because my training didn't wasn't optimal or efficient until maybe like 2020, right?
Uh,
Because I was just wait, I was just like I'll just do 6 days a week, 2 hours
yeah.
pre-workout, and just do a lot of work, you know.
Uh,
So I don't know if you see some of my videos, but I used to call it Brampton reps. Like
Brampton reps.
yeah, so Brampton reps is like you're like swinging everything, you're just moving everywhere, like
Everybody's doing it, and
yeah,
it's not a Brampton problem. It's
yeah.
everybody.
That's what I mean. I just joke about it because Brampton's like joke on that like everyone's got big arms, chest, shoulders.
Yeah.
That's it, you know.
And they're not useful. The bigger bicep does not mean they're strong, they're healthy. That does
Exactly.
not.
Exactly. So I did that for so long, bro.
Hmm.
That like now I have certain movement patterns that I
Hmm.
always revert back to as the weight starts to go heavier. So now I
Yeah.
think I hit like a brick wall where like the shoulder and hip, it was like, yo, like, buddy,
Okay.
you gotta like you gotta practice what you preach in terms of mobility, stability, slow
Yes.
down your tempo, slow down your reps, weight
Yes.
doesn't matter, all that stuff that I preach about to all my clients, right?
Hmm.
But sometimes you get excited and they
Yeah.
start pushing. So now, yeah, that's why like I had planned November, but last
Hmm.
4 or 5 weeks I haven't been able to train properly my upper chest and shoulders, which is the
No.
main thing that gets showcased on stage for physique.
Yes, because in men's physique, I think the shoulder to waist ratio they're more
100.
concerned about.
Yeah, वही होता है. Yeah. So like if I can't train that, I'm like
Yeah.
it's not really. I wanna like my main game. Anything I do is like making sure I can control all the inputs and I
Yeah.
do the inputs to my best of my ability. You know. So I'm like
Hmm.
if
Yeah.
I can't put my best to the inputs, it may
Yeah.
not even if my best is like 20th place. I'm like at
Yeah.
least I put my best. But if I show up there and like I wasn't able to put my best for 3 months out of the 6 months,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
bro, then it's like you feel bad for no reason, right?
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
so yeah, maybe next year. But I do want to compete again, just
Hmm.
to check that box and see how the physique looks
Yeah.
uh, after the 2017 look. But I think I diverted the question in a different direction, bro.
No,
So
no, no.
can I
That's
answer?
completely perfect.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
Well, first of all, bro, it's amazing that you competed without a coach in 2016-17.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
that's very important because the main thing in competition is posing and just to stand there. So without a coach, it's quite difficult. So you have done it.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
a very good thing. Now you're learning posing also.
for
All
sure.
those things you'll be just
It'll be
amazing,
fun.
bro.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It'll be fun, man. It'll be fun. Again,
Yeah.
bro, I always believe in like leading by example. I'm like, I
Hmm.
can say a bunch of stuff, but like,
Hmm.
if you just do it and you show people doing
Yeah.
it,
Makes.
it's just gonna speak much more, right? Because I
Hmm.
think sometimes online we start getting science and we start thinking about theory and like we say this is the way
Yeah.
to do it. We don't actually apply it in our life. You know?
Yes.
And like
Yes. Yes.
if we just apply it, yeah,
I think people were doing the ego lifting in the past. Now they're doing ego researching. Ego research.
there you go.
Everybody's coming up with a new
Andy,
research saying that
Andy,
this is wrong, this is correct. You can see any a lot of researches for everything. Doing push-ups is wrong. There are
yeah,
researchers doing push-ups is wrong,
yeah,
and
yeah,
everything is. There are a lot of researchers. There is
Andy,
ego problem with people now that
yeah,
they're coming up with a new research saying that this is wrong, this is right.
yeah.
It's
I know.
too much of
Yeah,
hassle now.
I think
All
yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
I think they have the right intention at times. Some
Yeah.
people, and I,
Mm.
but like you can tell when it's like someone who's like 20, 21 years old and
Mm.
saying that with the research, it's like, but you haven't applied anything, you know. But if someone's 45, 50, now like
Yeah.
you know a lot of like carnivore diet stuff comes out, like
Yeah.
they lower their inflammation, they're older, they're talking more like you should stop
Mm.
lifting heavy, you should run more, jump more, things like
Mm.
that. They're talking from experience because they experienced a bunch of pain, you know.
Yes.
And then they're like, okay, this is the way that helps me now.
Yeah.
But again, that shouldn't be the way, right? It shouldn't be like you could also say, hey guys, maybe don't lift like ego lift, you know,
Yeah.
instead of just stop
Yeah.
lifting.
Yeah.
So I think
Exactly.
that's where we get in trouble. It's like it confuses everybody. This is one of the
Yeah.
biggest thing I get asked is like, bro, I'm just confused, man. This guy
Yeah.
said this, this guy
The
said this.
biggest problem is this only. I think the people
Yeah,
are making it so complicated
I know. Yeah,
that
yeah,
the next question would be the same. I told you that.
yeah,
What's the basic nutrition, basic healthy advice you give to people?
yeah.
I saw your story every day, possibly every day that you
Okay,
focus on consistency.
yeah,
That get up and move, go
Andy.
for a walk.
That's it.
That's
Yeah, yeah,
key.
yeah. Go
So
for the
that's
yeah,
a very important thing. There are a lot of confusion. There are a lot of complications
yeah.
in the internet today.
I
So
know.
what do you think that what's the basic healthy advice you still give to the people
Yeah,
if I want to get fit? I've
yeah,
been doing workout from so long. I have a lot of knowledge for all
yeah,
these things, but
yeah,
still I want to get more fit or all those
yeah.
things. What the basic advice you'll give to
Yeah.
anyone?
We'll go tiers. So like if somebody is like
Hmm.
not into fitness at all and they want to get fit, right?
Hmm.
I would say one of the first steps is try to find in your day, right? Try to actually take like 30, 40 minutes in a day and
Hmm.
reflect on what are you doing in that specific day. A lot of us is just blur. Like it's just a blur. We wake up,
Hmm.
coffee, right? We go to work, come back, do whatever we need to do, and this is a blur. Like we just like day goes by, three
Hmm.
years pass by. It's like, oh man, now this mountain is so this is just a massive mountain to climb. So I would even say before like focusing on nutrition, focus on all this stuff, just take
Hmm.
15 minutes, 20
Hmm.
minutes in your day, and just
Hmm.
like sit in like a empty room or something, or like nothing in front of you, no screen, no TV, nothing, and just
Hmm.
like think, okay, can you
Yeah.
breathe? Okay, breathe, right? And then just be like, okay, how much time do I have in a day to do
Uh,
something? And where can I integrate or stack habits? Okay,
uh,
this whenever I'm on this meeting, I don't have to talk much. Maybe I'll like walk around while listening into the meeting. And
hmm.
at home. Okay, I see I always get this lunch break where I just like scroll on TikTok the whole time. Okay,
Yeah.
maybe I'll like take that habit out, or maybe I'll remove the TikTok scrolling to instead of 30 minutes to 15 minutes and spend the other 15 minutes maybe making a lunch for myself with a vegetable, fruit, protein, that kind of stuff. So first
Hmm.
off, the first step would just be reflect on your day. A lot of us
Okay.
critically think, bro. We don't think at
Yeah.
all. You know? Life
So
passes by. Yeah,
basically, mindless living, mindless scrolling. Just stop that and see what you're doing
bro.
actually.
Hannah? And like, bro, like, cause bro, I get it all the time. I don't know how I got here. We know how we got here. We
Yeah.
we put ourselves in this position. because we
Yeah.
didn't take 15 minutes to think, bro. You know?
Yeah.
And like, bro, don't get me wrong. There's situations where, like, say, like immigrant parents that come here, and
Hmm.
they brought us up. There's so much responsibility. All in their mind is like, how can I take care of my kids? That's all there is. They don't have time to think about themselves. You know?
Yes.
But
Yes.
if you're listening to this, I'm
Hmm.
guessing you have some time. You know? So,
Agreed.
you know,
Hmm.
you have some time. We have the luxury of time. We're
Yes.
blessed to take
Hmm.
15 minutes for yourself and be
Hmm.
like, okay, what is something I can improve in this day, right? And
Hmm.
just do that one thing in
Hmm.
that day. And that's why I preach about walking so much, right?
Yeah.
It's like maybe you can just integrate a 15-minute walk every day.
Yeah.
Every
Yeah.
day.
Or that's how you start. Basically,
Right.
you'll start see the difference not in 1 month, but in 6 months, but in 1 year. So
Yeah.
that's important just
I
to
think
start.
Yeah, I think it just has the domino effect, you know? Like if you start walking,
Hmm.
now when you get home and then there's pizza at home or something, like, oh, you know what, I did something good for myself today. Like I don't even actually I'm not gonna eat this pizza because like I just did that walk today. I'm gonna cancel that out. Why would I do this? Maybe
Yeah.
I'll go and make like a cottage cheese salad or
Uh,
something, right? Because you get
yeah.
more energy. Movement creates energy. And like
Yeah.
that's one of the biggest things people are like, bro, I'm so lazy. I don't know
Hmm.
why I don't feel like doing this, don't feel like doing this. But it's
Hmm.
funny because that thing that you're avoiding is the thing that gives you the energy that takes away the laziness.
Yes.
Hai na?
Movement creates energy. Yes.
Hai na? So like movement, that's why like it sounds cheesy, but movement is medicine,
Yeah.
right? And there's the reason people say that because
Yes.
it literally like science shows it,
Hmm.
serotonin, dopamine, all the happy chemicals, everything. And if you combine it with like outside
Hmm.
nature, sunlight, look at the
Hmm.
leaves, look at the grass. And in India, this is a big thing, walking barefoot on grass. If you add
Yes.
that on top, bro,
Yeah.
like all the positive vibration, all the all those things are
Hmm.
adding into your actual body that
Yeah.
make you make better decisions throughout the day. You know?
Yes, yes, yes. I agree. I completely agree. Once you
You know?
start walking, you start thinking differently because
Exactly.
there are research, there's science behind it.
Bro.
You
Yeah.
should, there are some chemicals released in your body that मैंने बहुत सारे ऐसे CFOs को देखा है while my corporate career
Yeah. Yeah.
that when they have to decide something, when they
Yeah.
have to make some decision in the meeting room, they start walking.
हाँ जी. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
बिकॉज़ वो कनेक्शन उनका वैसे बैठता है।
Yeah,
दैट्स वेरी
yeah.
इम्पोर्टेंट और
Yes,
दिस बेसिक स्टार्ट यू कैन डू।
basic stuff. Yeah, and then like, and then when you're like, the second part could be nutrition because that's the question you asked, nutrition
Yeah,
wise.
yeah,
And
yeah.
when you look at your plate in front of you, just try to make sure there's some color in there, right?
Yes,
Some
yes.
color, right?
Yeah.
And when I say color, like it doesn't have to be beige, like chicken nuggets, right? It's like different fruits, different vegetables. Could be a
Yes.
different protein source, a carb source.
Hmm.
And every time you're starting your meal, this is like a little bit of a hack where like start your meal with eating the vegetable and then
Yeah.
the protein, and then you don't even feel that hungry for the carbs and fats. I
Yes.
know. So
Yeah.
like if most people end up saving like the protein for later, but they don't feel that satiated, or
Yeah.
they end up eating too much of the carbs and fats, and like I don't even eat this protein source,
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah.
So like again, a vegetarian, you can add protein stuff like paneer, Greek yogurt,
Mhm.
cottage cheese, tempeh, tofu,
Yeah.
soya chunks. You can throw in pumpkin seeds in your Greek yogurt, some hemp parts in your Greek yogurt. You can
Mm.
add some like whey protein in your oatmeal. Like there's so
Yeah.
many ways. You just have to be mindful. If people don't take that time to think initially, it's
Uh,
like where can I improve? So yeah, just have your plate in front of you. Have some sort of fruit, some sort of vegetable, some
yes,
sort of
yes.
protein, and then your fats and carbs. That's how
Yes.
it's set up. Yeah,
I agree. But I've seen people in my life that they're eating only carbs.
exactly.
The
Macros.
ਇੱਕ ਪਲੇਟ ਸਾਹਮਣੇ ਪਈ ਹੈ ਉਹਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ
Yeah.
ਚਾਵਲ
Plate.
ਨੇ
Yeah.
ਤੇ ਥੋੜੇ ਨਾਲ ਚਾਹ ਪੀ ਲੈਣਗੇ ਤੇ ਬਸ ਹੋ ਗਿਆ
हाँ
ਚਲੋ
जी.
ਬਈ।
I know.
ਉਹ ਨਹੀਂ ਕਰਨਾ
Cookies. Punjabi cookies. Yeah.
yeah, put the fiber first, put vegetables, fruit first,
हाँ
then
जी.
your carbs.
हाँ जी.
Yeah, these are the basic changes a person should do
Yeah.
before.
And, yeah, and bro, like the beautiful about like हमारे culture की is
Hmm.
like हमारे पास इतने सारे spices है.
हाँ,
So like ये सारा food can taste so good.
yeah,
Like
agree.
bro, like हमें bland food खाना जरूरी नहीं. Like we don't have to. And bro, like I actually have this book right here. I haven't started it, but it's
Hmm.
called Herbal Healing Spices by
Healing spices.
Bharat Agarwal, right?
हाँ,
And
he
bro,
have a
like
doctorate, I think. Yeah.
Yeah, PhD and
Yeah,
doctorate, right? So, bro, like, इसमें सारे spices, it's like ajwain, black
uh,
pepper, turmeric. You like
uh,
all these things, you just throw in maybe your vegetables and your protein source, tofu. Now you're getting the extra benefits that our Mother Nature already
yeah,
gave us. So we have
yes, yes,
like
important.
double,
We are blessed in this case.
bro.
Indian,
Because
we're blessed.
yeah, and bro, because like either कभी कभार लोग they get scared of like diets because they're like, oh, I have to eat bland food, but I'm so used to this tasty food. But like this,
Uh,
the bland food doesn't have to be bland. You can add
yeah,
spices, and it's just better for you.
healthy spicy. Yes, yes. The turmeric is so good. I
So
have
good.
seen अभी जब लंदन शिफ्ट होके मुझे समझ आया यहाँ पर people even you have seen in Canada also that
Yeah,
turmeric shots लेते हैं लोग.
yeah, bro.
जिंजर
Yeah,
शॉट्स लेते हैं साढ़े
and
खाने सारी रोटियां सारी सब्जियां
yeah,
मतलब
exactly.
there are turmeric you don't have to take it by supplements at least we have to stop those
Yeah,
supplements at least वो हमें जरूरत नहीं है तो
and
I've seen one of the video I was looking one of the podcast there was a doctor who was telling that उसका client का liver failure हुआ
okay,
and when they did all everything checking and
yeah,
all
yeah.
the lady was taking turmeric supplements
Wow.
तो डॉक्टर ने बोला कि टर्मरिक में प्रॉब्लम नहीं है टर्मरिक तो हम
Yeah,
बचपन से खा रहे हैं
yeah.
प्रॉब्लम इज विद सप्लीमेंटेशन बनाते टाइम उसको इतना कुछ कुछ
Process.
प्रॉब्लम हुई बेसिकली
Yeah,
सो लिवर फेल हो गया
yeah,
सो
yeah, yeah,
ये वाले सप्लीमेंट्स एटलीस्ट हमें लेने की जरूरत नहीं है
yeah, yeah, yeah,
टर्मरिक इन आवर होम ब्लैक पेपर्स
yeah.
मसाला ऑल दिस ये जो आप कह रहे हो दिस इज
It's
व्हाट वी
the
आर
it's the curcumin in the turmeric that has the benefit. I know the lowers inflammation, all that stuff.
ये
So
ये
it's like sometimes the supplement doesn't have enough of that. It doesn't give you the benefit. You're just getting the processed stuff that was made in the lab. You know?
ये
At least that's what I know on based on knowledge. But like, yeah, we're so lucky, bro. Like that's what I mean. Like we have so much opportunity in front of us.
यस
And
यस
thing is, bro, the spices in our culture is abundant. In our like so many. Everyone has every kitchen full of
ये
spices. It's like right there in front of us, right? And they have no calories,
हाँ
right?
तो
Zero
खाना
calories.
ठीक और ज्यादा हो जाता है उससे
है ना? So you can make taste and like that's what adds उससे consistency build होती है.
yes yes yes
And consistency trumps everything.
yes
Anyone of us can like because we have obviously like brown bande, है ना?
Hmm,
We have
hmm,
sometimes higher egos and
yeah.
we're like I can do whatever I put my mind to. वो कर
हाँ
सकते हैं. So we can do really hard diet for 6 months. We cut
hmm.
out rotiya, only have dal and sabji, right?
हाँ
That's it. Good. But then after we lose 50 pounds or whatever it is, I'm like, oh, now I can start eating roti again, and we just gain all the weight back because we
वो
didn't
yes
build anything sustainable long term.
yes 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 और बर्नआउट हो जाते हैं 6 महीने
Burnout
में
is out there, yeah,
कितना वो कर लोगे
है ना?
ये तो
So
है this is very it's a long run game you
bro,
don't have to take very harsh steps to get fit
you
you
don't,
just start slow just starts very
yeah,
वाला change your
yeah,
diet about change start moving
yeah.
that's very important
So that's for tier one. Like if someone's just starting out, it's like
hmm.
LA mindful, think about yourself. Okay.
yes
Second is like making sure moving more, and then
hmm.
third, nutrition wise, have like a diverse plate in front of you. Add spices. But if someone's like tier two, tier three, like you've been in the fitness for a while, like you've
Hmm.
been kind of taking care of things,
Hmm.
the
Hmm.
number one thing is gonna be weird, but like I would say start tracking. Start tracking some data. And since we finance guys, right?
Huh.
If you don't know how much revenue is getting, into your bank or how much
Huh.
expenses we're having, we're not
Hmm.
gonna know how much our budget is, how much should we spend. है ना?
yes
पता नहीं होता. Same
yes
thing. If you don't know how much calories are going in, how much are
हाँ
we exerting, how much steps are we doing, are we
हाँ
improving training performance in the gym? Is the gym performance improving? Is muscle being
hmm.
stimulated or not? Right? Especially for
Hmm.
the look we want. And like, bro,
yes
I get it. I get. This is always a funny conversation. I'm like, most people in the gym they're exercising,
हाँ
right? But if you want to build muscle, you have to train. And
yeah
so training means progression.
great difference yeah
And a lot of us we like, well, banda wicked, and then like look at your phone, okay, sick, it says 12 reps on the program, okay, done. But the
hmm.
12th rep and the first rep look the same. So muscle
हाँ
doesn't need to be like, oh, you have to adapt to this. Eh?
हाँ
I don't need
हाँ
to adapt to this. You guys just did the same thing I did last week.
yes
And so
that's
I
very
would say,
important बातों बातों में आपने बहुत important चीज बोली है ये
bro, so important, man. Because that's how, and bro, like, only way of physique can change,
hmm.
gym. Mein.
Hmm.
like for the physique that we want, like if I'm talking with tier two, someone serious about their like
Yeah.
physique look specifically, not
Uh,
health, right? Physique,
uh,
right? And again, your health will improve when you have more muscle.
hmm.
But the physique can only be stimulated and sculpted in the gym through
Yes.
tension on the muscle. You know?
Yeah. Hmm.
But we
Agree.
focus so much on nutrition, and nutrition is important, don't get me wrong. And a lot
Uh,
of like mass population will
hmm.
benefit just from making nutrition changes and walking,
Yes. Yes.
right? But now if we're talking like, the tier two who's been serious about it, they're going to
Hmm.
the gym consistently and they're trying to like, look at their caloric intake, all that stuff. Training. Focus on
Train.
your training, train
Yes.
effective reps,
Uh,
stimulate muscle.
hmm.
That's when the physique actually gets built and changed. And that's what
Yeah.
I've learned over the last 5 years when I actually improved my training,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like,
When you start
tension.
tracking everything, and
Bro,
you
I have an Excel spreadsheet, right? And like obviously I have the trying to get your app stuff too, where like I use to track stuff now. But
hmm.
like I've had this Excel spreadsheet where like I've tracked my numbers, reps, sets, my
Hmm.
sleep, my steps, my digestion, the time I wake up, my digestion, how it feels, bowel movements from a
Yeah.
scale of 1 to 7, how the stool looks like, right? So if bro,
Yeah.
there's
That's
like
important. Yeah. Yeah.
it's important, right? Because if you're not absorbing nutrients, you're not
Yeah.
getting your muscle is not getting the nutrients it wants to get to the physique you want. You know?
Yeah.
So that's
Uh,
why I usually tell people is just start tracking something. It could be
so,
calories
what are
first.
the basic things you track? Sorry to interrupt you. What are
Yeah,
the
no
basic
worries.
things to track? First,
Okay,
let's talk about nutrition. What you
I
track,
got
the macros and micros.
I got you. Yeah.
Yeah. So macros, how much protein do you take?
So I would
Right.
say first track protein, right?
Hmm.
And I'm at 220 grams of protein
220
daily,
grams.
right? So I do so, I do protein, right? And then I do carbs and then
Hmm.
fats, but I do
Okay.
total caloric intake always, right?
Sorry.
So a caloric intake in total. Like I look
Oh.
at because calories are going to be the biggest thing if
Uh,
like someone's body composition is trying to change, trying to lose
yeah.
body fat, gain body fat.
Uh,
Um, you have to be in a deficit or like maintenance and
yes.
like a
Yes.
little bit surplus to do that. So caloric intake tracking will be the hierarchy, like number one. Second
Yes.
thing will be protein if your main goal is
Hmm.
building
Building.
muscle,
Yeah. Yeah.
recover. But
Hmm.
also like protein has different benefits, you know? Like
Yeah.
100 calories from protein,
Hmm.
only 70, so like in an estimated sense, 70 will actually be used and
Because of
be
the
counted.
digestion thing.
And yeah, because it takes 30 calories to burn the 100 calories of protein,
Yeah. Yeah. That's
right?
important.
So the thermogenic effect of it is higher. Your body
Yes.
takes longer to burn it.
Digest
You know?
all those. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
like that's why if you have higher protein intake, you can get away with a little bit more calories because you're also inherently creating a deficit with
Hmm.
a little bit higher protein intake.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah. That's important.
uh,
That's very good. Yeah.
and you
Instead
also feel fuller.
of just creating the deficit from a movement or from your nutrition, this is something we might forget. The thermogenic effect.
Exactly. Yeah,
Uh, right, that's
exactly.
important.
And
Hmm.
eating protein is usually more recommended, right?
Yeah.
Like chewing on stuff, it's gonna
Yes.
help in terms of digestion, but also
Right.
you'll feel like you're eating more, right?
Yeah.
The longer you eat, like if you eat a meal for 20 minutes or longer, you're not
Hmm.
gonna feel as hungry afterwards. If you eat quickly, like 10, 15 minutes, you're gonna feel still a little bit hungry because the blood sugar spike, and then you're like, okay, I want some more
Yeah.
quick stuff.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
So like the
Yes.
protein will help you slow down that process because you're gonna have to chew protein. Most
Uh,
protein sources you have to chew, you know, tofu, chicken, all that
Everything
stuff.
is dry. And it's dry also. Every protein
Dry.
source, if you look, it's a dry.
Exactly.
Eggs you're eating, chicken you're eating, so you feel very dry in your mouth.
Yeah, exactly, right? So, yeah, protein, and then I would say, so calories, protein, and then carbs and fats. So, the
Yeah.
number one, I track calories. I think that's something I would recommend to everybody. And
Hmm.
try to make it as significant as your finances. Because most people, bro, it's so much effort. Like, I gotta take a scale out, I gotta put stuff on there,
Hmm.
and then I gotta measure. And then I usually tell them, bro, show me your screen time right now, right?
Uh,
And look
four
at the
hours.
screen. Bro, 9 hours. I've been
Ah,
seeing that, bro. Like that's what I mean. Average, like because a lot of people like 20
hmm.
or 17 to like 30 that reach out, or like
Hmm.
35. Then like, bro, like
Hmm.
9 hours screen time. I'm like, what are you doing? And then they're like, bro, I don't know if I don't have time. I don't feel energy. I'm like, wait, screen time.
You're putting your energy in your phone.
Yeah,
That's habit.
and
Yeah.
it's making you lazy, making you procrastinate. Hannah.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I would say first is track calories.
Hmm.
Second, I would put tracking training performance for
Yes.
physique change
Hmm,
much
hmm,
higher than
hmm.
like other things. So like I would do calories, training performance, and then I would do like
So when you talk about training performance,
yeah,
so
go
you might track your progressive overload.
exactly.
And
So like yeah,
so how frequently you progress in your overload in terms of I'm talking about in terms of lifting heavy. Where
yeah,
you can progress by just increasing the reps, but
yeah,
I want to know
yeah.
how
I like
frequently you increase your weight. Let's say you're doing bench press of 100 kgs today.
yeah.
So
So
how much time you have taken to reach here? And
so over time I realized weight is not the main game, you know?
yeah, yeah.
Because like if that was the case, we would all lift 700 pounds. I should be lifting 700 pounds by now for bench press, I know, right? So I've changed that terminology. I've learned these from the prescript guys too, and I like the way they frame it. Is
Hmm.
instead of progressive overload, look at it as progressive stimulus. Okay,
Oh.
so progressive stimulus can come in different variations.
Hmm,
One
hmm,
simple one, it's like, are you controlling the movement? Is the movement feeling better on the
hmm.
muscle you're hitting? Are you
Yeah.
feeling that muscle more week by
Hmm,
week? Right?
hmm,
You're feeling that control is good, execution is wicked, right? Your form is perfected,
hmm,
right?
hmm.
So that could take like anywhere from 4 to like 12 to 16, 20 weeks, right? Some
Yes.
people, bro, like a barbell squat, like I'm still learning it. Like I still notice certain movement patterns where like my left foot turns this way a little bit, right?
Oh,
So
okay.
like I've noticed little things, and like if you can master execution, that's progress in itself, right?
Yes.
So
Yes.
some sort of tool for that, and the
Hmm.
second would be reps. So I
Yes.
like playing in the rep ranges, and not like having like two main sets, for example. One
Hmm.
maybe is like 8 to 12 reps, and one
Hmm.
is maybe 12 to 20 reps.
Oh,
Okay,
okay.
so
Fire.
now bro, it might take me for that first set 8 to 12. It might take me like 8 weeks to get
Hmm.
from 8 reps for 100 kgs till
Hmm.
12 reps for 100 kgs, right?
Yeah.
And then maybe I'm doing 80 kgs for the 12 to 20. It might
Hmm.
take me another 16 weeks to get from 12 to 20 reps. So now
Yeah.
I've stayed around the same weight, but I've
Yeah.
made a 16-week progression cycle.
Yes. Yes.
And now what I might do, I'm like, okay, I've kind of hit the top. I might add 5 more kilos. Let's see what happens. Now I might drop back to the bottom of the rep range. You know?
Yeah.
And then you'll
Uh,
get to a point where like the movement may start feeling a little dry. You don't get the same pump. You're not progressing as fast. Like even the reps are not going up. You're stagnant. You know?
uh,
So in this scenario, you can do a couple things. Either change the variation of the movement instead of a
uh,
barbell. Maybe you can do a machine or a dumbbell, or
uh,
you can add a drop set or a rest pause set in the end. So you're
uh,
adding some effective reps in the end. You know?
yeah.
So you're still adding some stimulus.
Yes.
Okay?
I can see you're putting all the attention to detail of your accountancy into this now.
Yeah,
So,
bro. My first, like when I left accounting in 2020, I had no clients. You know, all I've
yeah.
done at this point was like 2 years of like free stuff, free
Hmm.
PDFs, free everything. Gotten
Yeah.
some testimonials from people, but
Hmm.
just
Hmm.
free stuff, right? But I had no
Hmm.
like business plan per se, so I just
Hmm.
took all that time to like set my morning routine, create a bunch of like I created probably like 100 workout templates on Excel. Okay,
Oh.
and then I've created like trackers and graphs of like how to track your calories, your weigh-ins.
Hmm.
How can you, see the weigh-in average week by week, and then how
Hmm.
does your progress pictures look like? I've created so many templates for Excel, for the formulas and everything. Um,
Yeah. Right.
but yeah, it goes a long way, and like
Yeah. Yeah.
attention to detail is what we miss, because
Yes.
a lot of people like they say like I don't know what I'm doing. Of
Yes.
course you
Yes.
don't. You have no objectivity in your training, right?
Yes.
You're going by feel. And how many things in life we get done based on feel?
Yeah.
Bro, feeling is nice. Don't get me wrong, it's important,
Yeah. Yeah.
right? But progression wise,
Yes.
if we go based on feeling, bro, we're gonna go in the same circle. You know?
Yeah. Agreed.
So
Completely.
the numbers make us go in like at least some sort of direction. That like
Yeah.
we're like okay, and bro, like it gives us momentum because like sometimes you might not see a physique change for 12 months, right? But like
Hmm.
I've increased my bench press from 100 to 110, and I've gone from 8 reps on 100 to 12 reps on 110. Okay, there's objective progress here.
Yes. Yes. And then that will give you the mental satisfaction. Even if you're not lifting,
Exactly.
in numbers, you're not lifting. People might
Yeah.
see you doing 70 kgs of bench press every day, but you
Exactly.
know in your
You know.
mind that
Yeah.
how better you feel now doing it.
Yeah.
So,
And this is where like coming in your mind of like looking ahead of time. Like a
uh,
lot of us we think in the moment we're like, okay, how can I get this to this in 8 weeks, 3
Hmm.
months, 4 months. If you take 10 years, right?
Yeah.
If you take 10 years in your mind,
Huh.
bro, and like, don't get me wrong, I don't even know what's gonna happen in 10 years. I don't even know if I'll be doing this fitness thing. Maybe I'll be like, I don't know, back to accounting. Who knows? You know? But
Yeah.
if you do things with that 10-year mindset,
Yeah.
then things become much easier and calmer in your mind because you're not
Yeah.
trying to rush it. You know,
Yeah.
you just become much more at peace because you know, like, okay, daily win, okay, it's gonna compound tomorrow, and it's gonna compound the next day. It's gonna
Hmm.
compound just like a mutual fund, really,
Yeah.
really slow, you know, but
Yeah.
something's gonna happen.
With
Um,
the compounding effect of yeah.
yeah, bro, yeah, and
Yeah.
like
That.
you talk to like most of the people who are whatever successful we look up to. They're like,
Hmm.
yeah, it was going like this, and then it went like this. You
Yeah.
know, the
Uh,
compounding kicked in.
yeah. Yeah.
Um, but that's how I see like gym stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, so reps, and then you can obviously like do the control. But another
Uh,
one would be sets. Over
hmm.
time, you can add one more set to your exercise,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
That one's a little careful one because then as you increase volume, energy expenditure is higher. So you got to make
Hmm.
sure nutrition is tapering up as well, right?
Yeah.
But sets is another progression. If you're not progressing on a lift or like certain muscle groups, you can't really go that heavy on, like lateral raises, maybe like overhead tricep extension.
Yeah.
Those exercises are not meant to go
Hmm.
heavy on or like
Hmm.
even chase too much like reps and weight on. They say, okay,
Yes.
add more volume, add more sets. That's
Yeah.
progressing. I'm not progressing on this overhead tricep extension at all,
Uh,
like weight wise. I'm probably similar weight for a really long time. But
yeah,
it's more
exactly. And also with the lateral raises, also you don't go heavy. By lateral raises, I have seen one of your video that for the very first set, you do
yeah,
lateral raises more than 90-degree. Like, I
really
know
good.
the podcast is not for generic public now.
It's
it's
fine.
it's for, but that we are enjoying it. Two
Yeah,
accounting people doing
yeah,
gym attention to
yeah,
detail.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I'm feeling good. Yeah. With that thing, the first set we're doing more than 90 degrees. Do you actually feel something, or because I have seen it doing people only 90 degrees and just
Yeah,
and
it's
I'm
great.
doing
Yeah.
it
So
for a
this is
very
where training the muscle versus training the function of the shoulder changes. You know?
yeah.
So
Uh,
our shoulder naturally, like a lot of us, we spend a lot of time here.
yes.
We're
Yeah.
constantly
Agree.
here, constantly here, right?
Hmm.
And then we go in the gym, we're like, oh, I'm gonna pull this weight, I'm gonna do all this, and a lot of us pull like this, with our shoulders come up,
Yes. Yes. Yeah.
come up, because our
Uh,
shoulders are not being used to in this position. They're not being stabilized. They're not spending time in this position at
hmm.
all. You know? So what I treat lateral raises as is a great shoulder stabilizer. Yes, you'll get nice shoulders if you
Hmm.
do like this smaller range of motion.
Hmm.
You'll keep the constant tension on it. Whereas a pillar of hypertrophy, that's how you get jacked.
Hmm. Hmm.
But the way you actually get jacked is you stay consistently in the gym for a long time.
Uh,
So that first couple sets of doing all the way will help our shoulder blades get in that upward rotation movement, right?
yeah.
This just
Yes.
gives us more range of motion and helps stabilize and get
Uh,
in that range where we're
hmm.
not usually spending time in, right?
Uh,
So now when we go to the rest of that workout, we're
hmm.
able to have that range of motion, so we
Yeah.
feel there's more freedom of movement and we feel
Yeah.
more stable in those positions. So if you think
Agree.
long term again, you're just
Uh,
like, okay, cool, like this will allow me to stay more stable through all
uh,
my movements and keep my shoulders healthier.
yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So if I did that long time ago, maybe I wouldn't have the shoulder thing I'm going through right now, right? But now as
Yes.
I learn more, because I'm just taking this time to learn more anatomy, learn more courses, to like
Uh,
have more time in learning about the shoulder and how the
uh,
shoulder works,
uh,
rotator cuff, all this stuff. It's like it just needs to move in different ranges of motions, right? So
amazing.
that's one of the
Amazing.
reasons.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then the left shoulder, I think more prone to injury every time. Every time you do anything, this
yeah,
feels thoda,
yeah, 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 yeah,
but
yeah.
it's good. I'll also try to get into that
Right.
of a
Yeah,
thing.
man.
Yeah.
That's why,
It's,
like, you've probably seen like a physio or like I don't know if you have physio chiros. They give this
uh,
exercise all the time as a Y raise,
hmm,
right?
hmm.
It's like they have the cable and they make people raise like this, the Y
Yeah.
raise, and they usually have their chest supported here, right?
Uh,
So when you do that, you actually work on your lower trap. So you have three levels of the trap. You have high trap, mid trap, low trap. The
yeah.
low
Yeah.
trap is what stabilizes the shoulder and brings it down like this to keep that
Uh,
chest up in this position when you do benching, right? But we don't train the low trap. We always just do these shrugs. We're like, I'm gonna
yeah.
get massive traps, bro, which will
Yeah.
get you traps. But
Hmm.
spending time here will target the lower traps, right?
That's
The
the
lower
base of
trap, yeah.
strengthening your shoulder. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the bases. But yeah, like it just gets your again, my biggest thing, like I was talking about nutrition,
Hmm.
training wise too, diversity and variety matters. So
Yeah.
try to have different positions in our workout. And for the
Yeah.
longest time, I didn't do that. I would just bench, curl, and then
Yeah.
pull and row. That's it, right? But
Yeah,
now
yeah.
it's
I'm
like a
in that
lot.
phase of life. Currently I'm in that phase. I'm
Yeah,
going to the gym, doing
yeah,
everything, not
yeah,
getting that progress wala
yeah,
thing.
yeah,
I'm not tracking in, and now time to put attention to
yeah.
detail in the gym
And,
also.
and bro, like this is another progression metric is range of motion, right? Some
Oh,
movements, some
hmm.
movements you might, start off like you might not get that much range of motion. Like maybe like a squat. A lot of people, don't squat all the way down because they don't have the range of motion. But say
Yeah.
for example, they do the exact same weight, but now they've been able to get deeper, 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 deeper over 6 to 12 months. That's
Uh,
progression, bro. You're targeting more muscle fibers. You know?
yes.
So
Yes.
range of motion is also a big thing that we don't look at
Hmm.
in terms of progression. Is my range of motion improving? Is your
No.
mobility and all that stuff improving? Right?
Hmm.
Because some movements could be the main goal, like a single leg split squat. The
Hmm.
weight is not the main game there. It's like, can
Yeah.
you go in that deep position
Yeah.
consistently and stabilize yourself?
Hmm.
Right? So thinking a little bit more of like instead of just weight, weight, weight. It's like
Yeah.
okay, tempo, controlled form, reps,
Hmm.
sets, range of motion, add intensifiers, drop sets, rest pod sets, right?
Yeah.
Things like that.
How
Uh,
frequently you do it?
adding stuff.
Yeah, intensive. We're doing the drop sets,
I
adding
like
the
I
super
like
set.
adding the rest pause sets and like drop sets on like more shorten and lengthen exercises, meaning like muscle exercises that like squeeze the muscle, kind of squeeze the
Okay.
muscle and stretch the muscle.
Hmm.
So there's three different areas of the muscle, right? There's
Hmm.
exercises that short, so like maybe
Hmm.
like a high cable bicep curl, it'll
Yeah.
squeeze the muscle in this position, right?
Yeah.
But then like an incline where you're like sitting on a bench and you're doing dumbbell curls all the way back with your neck back. That's
Yeah.
a stretch position, right?
Yeah. Hmm.
Those movements we're not gonna really load very heavy, you
Yes.
know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Even like a test, like a cable fly versus a machine fly. Cable
Yeah.
is more squeeze oriented, kind of,
Yeah.
and then
Hmm.
machine fly is more stretch oriented.
Stretch oriented.
But then a
Yes.
dumbbell is more mid. It doesn't go full stretch, but it doesn't
Hmm.
go full squeeze either. You
Ah.
know?
Ah.
So dumbbell you can keep for a little bit more weight based, and
Ah.
then machine fly could be a more rep based, but also
Ah.
it could be a movement where you can add more rest pause sets because we're not
Ah.
really gonna increase the weight like that. You know?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
adding a rest pause set to that exercise, if
Ah.
like you completely stop progressing, that's
Ah.
when I would add it. Like honestly, bro, a lot of people like correlate being sore to like
Hmm.
did I have a good workout and did I get jacked? But
Ah.
that's almost telling us if you're constantly getting sore after your workouts, you're not recovering. The way you get jacked is recover, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Train
Yes.
hard but recover harder. You know, that's usually like that's the combination, that's where the growth happens.
So, do you get soreness now, like a very little or very too much soreness? Do you,
I
or
there's certain muscle groups I still do, like hamstrings, for example.
uh,
And then in this phase where like I'm gonna on and off training, right?
uh,
Because my whatever mobility stuff going on is like I do end up getting a little bit sore, but like majority of the time I don't get that sore, right?
uh,
The
yeah.
main thing, especially when I'm consistently progressing, like I'm
Uh,
tracking everything, and I'm like,
mm,
okay, I'm making progress. I don't
mm.
get that sore at all.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah,
in the initial years of gym, people think that soreness basically gives them that kick.
exactly.
So
Yeah, yeah,
people
yeah.
chase soreness sometimes.
Exactly.
They
Yeah,
want to do something extra
yeah,
because next day they feel thoda soreness
yeah.
and they feel good कि oh कुछ किया है आज.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And bro, like that's important also, like in terms of feeling like you did something, so you
Yeah,
feel good about yourself. Like, okay,
yeah,
I had a good workout. But the best thing that makes someone feel good is progression and
yeah, yeah.
looking better.
That's
You know?
very yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
like we should treat the gym as like I'm gonna go there, I'm gonna do a workout, and then after that I can still do the rest of my day. Right? I
Uh,
don't want to get destroyed where like I just feel crazy and I
yeah,
can't do any of my other life functions. Because we're
yeah,
training in the gym to have a healthier life. You
yes.
know, we're
That's
constantly chasing soreness. We're gonna go really hard,
yeah.
okay? And
And
then
फिर बाकी कुछ भी नहीं होना फिर.
बाकी कुछ भी नहीं होना, है ना? So
Yeah.
like you gotta think like that too, but also that kind of thinking will help progress a little bit more consistently. Because if you
Uh,
like see like one workout you go in and like I still got more, I still got more, right?
yeah.
And you do a lot one chest day on like a Monday. The next
Mm.
Monday you come in, you had a long Sunday night, whatever, and like oh
Mm.
today I'm gonna whatever I don't feel that good, so I'm gonna do a little bit less. So
हाँ.
we go like this, we go this up, and then we look the same.
And
है ना?
that's not consistency basically. Even if you're going to the gym, but that's
Yeah,
not consistent. You're not
yeah.
consistent in the gym. Yeah, that's important.
Something's
That's
gonna something's gonna happen if someone's starting out. The first 2 years, you can literally
uh,
just give your muscles something, and the muscle's
uh,
gonna be like, okay, what is this? I gotta adapt to it. So like
uh,
some muscle is gonna be built, but if
yeah,
you just want to have this long-term consistency, right? Again, there's gonna be dips, there's gonna be ups and downs,
yeah.
but if there's some sort of long-term consistency, which
Hmm.
again, there's only
Hmm.
so much we can control. I can say all this stuff, but
Uh,
sometimes I might not progress. I'm like, what is going on? Like I'm going
yeah.
the shoulder thing right now, even though I know all this stuff. It's
Uh,
like, fuck, I got
well,
shit happens,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
But
That's life basically. You can't
yeah,
do everything perfectly.
exactly.
Even
But
if you know everything, but still there
yeah,
is some scope of mistake or
yeah,
some scope of inconsistency or
yeah.
whatever. That's fine.
So keep it simple. Someone track their calories and track your reps and weight in the gym initially. That's it.
Yeah. All right. So for first of all, the tracking calories and then training, and then range of motion tracking that comes under training only.
Yeah,
And so and what else do you track? It as you say, you track your
yeah, yeah.
sleep, you track
Sleep.
your
Yeah, I do sleep, steps, right?
sleep.
So steps is one of those things that's a little bit more recently popularized, right?
Yeah,
When I
yeah.
like competed back in whatever 2017, I was just like, I'll do 5 days of stairmaster cardio, and I didn't even care about steps, right? I was just like, okay, my
Hmm.
weight on a weekly basis is dropping 1 to 1.5 pounds. Wicked. Stop dropping. I'll add another cardio session. Simple,
Okay.
right? Now people are a big promoter of steps, but bro, walking is never gonna be as intense as a cardio session. It's not gonna be. It's great for a general, but if you've been going to the gym for a while, walking
Hmm.
is not gonna do much for a heart rate, right? So
Yes.
walking is important, and I think the underlying benefit of steps is yes, like you expend a little bit of calories, but it's not
Ah,
gonna be majority of your calories. But I think it's more the makes your mood better because you're walking, right?
yeah.
Appetite better, digestion better, better decision making, makes you more productive, right?
Hmm.
It can be quality time with like people you love, right? You can go out walk with them. It could be
Hmm.
nature time, sunlight time. There's a lot of other benefits to it. And
Ah.
listen, I used to love podcasts and walking for like 2 hours when I was in accounting.
Oh,
So
nice.
like when I was in accounting, all I would do is like wake up in
Hmm.
the morning, do the gym stuff, go work, and then I'll be tired by like 5, 6. But then I would
Hmm.
listen to like eat my meal and then listen to like a 2 hour science podcast and just walk on a trail here,
Ah,
right?
ah,
And
ah.
bro, I used to look forward to that. It's so peaceful. Now doing the own business thing is constantly running in your mind. You're running,
Yeah.
saying, "How can I improve? How can I improve?"
Yes.
So that's amazing too. You can stack habits together with walking. So
Yeah.
steps is important for that. Like, are you getting daily movement in?
Yes. Yes. But that's not the cardio thing. You
Exactly.
cannot say that my cardio is only walking. That's not the case.
Yeah.
Mm.
If you're not starting out, if you've already been doing this for a while, yes.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're starting, walking is good.
Yeah.
It just some extra calories to burn, one extra roti khani है तो फिर
Hanji.
चले walk पे बस वही है.
Hanji. Hanji. And like
और
sleep is also important, bro.
हाँ.
Because a lot of us don't look at like our sleep
Hmm.
and we don't we don't put as significance to it. Like आजकल culture में होता है like sleeps for the week, bro. है ना? Like just grind out sleeps for the week.
Oh
Like
yeah. Yeah.
just
That's
grind out, hustle, 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 do all this stuff, do all this stuff. But like in reality, most of the time, जो काम 2 घंटे में करना होता है, it takes 8 घंटे. Because you're
yeah.
so
Yeah.
tired, है
दिस
ना?
हसल कल्चर ना ये ना मतलब ये सुनने बोलने में अच्छा लगता है.
हाँ,
Lack of sleep is something which is very dangerous for you.
yeah,
It's
bro.
first of all the basic need of yours is just to eat healthy, complete your sleep, then do something. You
Exactly.
cannot still तुम अपनी sleep से ही लड़ाई लड़ते रह जाओगे वरना फिर
सही
खाएगा
गल
सब.
है. हाँ जी, yeah, yeah. So bro, if someone has those 4 things tracked,
Yeah,
they can make a lot of educated decisions, right? And like
yeah,
you can track a couple of things like like waist measurement, bicep, quad, progress pictures, or some
mm.
visual progress.
Ah,
Because sometimes body weight might not change, you know.
yes,
Um,
yes.
and like your physique starts changing.
Hmm,
Like I,
hmm.
I look at my pictures now, 170. I look bigger than I did at 190 in 2017. You know.
Oh, yeah,
So like, cause muscle.
broader muscles and all the
Exactly.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So like, and that's again one more body weight. I track my body weight daily, no matter what. If I'm bulking, cutting, maintaining,
On
I just
scale
on
or
scale.
on inches.
Yeah, on scale. Like I just
Okay.
track.
All right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Just because I I do in the morning before, after washroom, whatever it is. Just keep it consistent. So I have a
Mhm.
weekly average of my weigh-ins. So this
Uh,
keeps me giving me an idea of like, is my caloric intake good enough,
ha, 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 ha,
right?
ha.
So yeah, those are
That's,
the main things.
so these
Yeah.
are the things you track basically: calories, your training, your sleep, your
Steps,
uh, steps, and
weigh-ins,
though that comes onto calories only.
calories.
So
Yeah,
all those things, yeah, yeah, that's good, that's good.
yeah,
Although we have already started these conversation that strength training, how much it is important, and if
yeah,
how much cardio is important,
yeah,
but for in very brief, people still do only cardio for
yeah.
losing weight. So
I know.
just in brief, if you want to summarize why strength training is still very important,
Yeah,
and if cardio is important, then
yeah,
why?
yeah.
Yeah.
Cardio is
So,
important. Cardio is also important. So I'll like kind of give that summary quickly. Is getting a heart stronger is never a bad thing,
yeah,
right?
yeah.
The heart, the more stronger the heart is, the better
Mm,
blood flow will get throughout the body. Get a
mm.
key pump in the gym, you know.
Yeah,
So heart is important. You know
yeah.
that's good. So cardio is great for you.
Mm.
Don't get in the realm of like cardio will kill your gains, all that stuff. So cardio
Uh,
is good. But strength training, I always think about this is again the 10, 20 year thinking ahead, right? अगर
mm.
हम लोग देखें अपने parents को, है ना?
हाँ. Mm.
Knee, back, elbow, oh ये दर्द होता है, ये दर्द होता है.
Uh,
It's hard to pick up some stuff. Oh, grip is bad.
yeah, yeah,
अगर आपको वैसे बनना है, okay, don't stretch training. Okay,
yeah.
that's fine, right? But if you want to be stronger at that older age, muscle mass can't be beaten. You know,
Yes,
you can look
yes.
up any podcast, Andrew Huberman. You can look at whatever muscle guys you look at online. Muscle
Mm.
is the gold mine that's going to
Yeah,
give most bang for your buck, most ROI for
yeah,
longevity. You know,
yes.
it's going to build bone density. You're going to be able to eat more food, eat more roti, huh? Right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You'll
Because
have
the
more.
resting calories, muscle is burning. Yeah,
Hannah, yeah,
yeah,
you'll look better, right?
yes,
We want to
yes.
look better, right?
Mm.
Give you more health benefits in terms of nutrient distribution, right?
Mm.
Give you bigger areas to store more carbs, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Right? So like, it's just there's so many benefits where like you feel stronger, you feel healthier, you're able to
yeah,
do more life functions, and
yeah.
you could also just be look at you can look at like okay, what do I do in my daily life? I go
Ah.
up and down the stairs a lot. Okay,
Mm.
just add step ups into your routine with some weight.
Ah,
Okay,
ah, ah.
I carry groceries a lot, or like I do so. Okay, do farmer carries at the gym. Let's get stronger at carrying weight.
Hmm.
Okay, I do like some sort of work where like I have to push myself off the ground. Okay,
Ah,
start doing some dumbbell press and push-ups, right?
ah. Mm.
It's like I jog a lot. Okay, let's do some lunges so our legs are a bit stronger. They can have a bit more capacity in them, right? So like just start thinking in your life what are the things you do, and
Yeah,
then start integrating that. Um,
yeah.
Muscle is never going to be. If someone only had 2 days to go to the gym, I would
Ah.
make it 90% lifting weights and then 10% cardio.
Yes, yes, I strongly agree. Now people are learning the benefit of strength
For sure.
training.
For sure.
Now it is coming up with there are a
Yeah.
lot of diseases which have 10 to 20, 30% of chances gets
100.
reduced when you start strength training.
Yeah.
That's very important. That's I also I personally think that's and I suggest my parents also to do some kind of
Yeah.
functional training. No, you cannot
Yeah.
go to the gym, you cannot do push-ups, but still you can lift at least your own weight,
Yeah.
start ups or all those things. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so this is very good. One last thing I want to add on: insulin spike and glucose spike. I
Yeah.
have seen
Yeah.
people doing that CGM meter or something, then eating
Yeah.
something to in 2 hours,
Yeah.
the glucose gets spiked up. So, what do you think? Is it is just a market gimmick thing, or it is very important to track your glucose spiking, insulin spiking? I'm always interested in these conversations.
Yeah. So this is something obviously like I'm more. I guess my area of expertise is more training, lifting
Hmm.
related, like
Hmm.
body composition, physique.
Yeah, yeah,
Um, so I'm not as in depth knowledge wise for like insulin, glucose spike, and like
yeah.
the beads of nutrition.
Hmm.
But I do find again
Hmm.
I'm a big believer in tracking metrics. So
Hmm.
if you're gonna track a metric, are you using it for something, right?
Yeah.
So if you track that metric and you're like, okay, cool, like I feel like my blood sugar and like it goes really high after like white rice,
Hmm.
right? Or a certain specific meal,
Hmm.
how can you make that meal a little bit better, more satiating, like maybe more fiber to that meal, protein to that meal? So it's a great tool for that if you're using it. right?
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
if we promote it as something you have to do this to lose
Uh,
the weight, then it gets into the realm again of like information overload at people, and
yes.
people start using it as a tool. Okay, this will be my savior, right?
Uh,
And we have not built the foundation habits of like, am I sleeping? Am I walking? Am I eating a fruit? Am I eating a vegetable? Am I going to the gym? Am I doing cardio? Am I lifting weights? Right?
mm,
If you're not
yeah.
doing any of that and you're like, oh, this guy said online that if you
Hmm.
track your insulin spike, it's gonna cure everything.
Uh,
Then I would be, in my opinion at least, then I'll be
yeah.
like, okay, bro, like sort of relax, right? Let's do the basics, build the foundation, and
Yeah.
think ahead of time, right? These
Yeah.
foundations will give you more ROI long term
Yeah.
than this quick thing which like shows you the spike and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Um, yeah, so that's my opinion on it. So that's short
Strongly
and sweet.
agree. I strongly agree. And you're very honest, bro. You just don't go with
Yeah,
this thing that I know or all those things. You know that
uh,
what's your area of expertise, and you talk.
100%.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
very
yeah.
good. Instead of
Thank you.
just putting the false information or any misinformation.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
very
yeah.
good. I find you very honest, bro. And then it's
Thank
very
you.
good for seeing some
Uh-huh.
accounting guy doing all these attention to detail thing in gym.
Yeah,
It's
yeah, yeah.
it's
It's
very
cool,
interesting.
right? मजा
Yeah,
आता
yeah.
है. हाँ,
हाँ, अच्छा
yeah,
मेरे को बहुत अच्छा लगता है इतनी बारीकी में बात करना ना जैसे आपने बताया कि जिस हिसाब से लिटिल
yeah,
रेंजर्स की बात कर रहे थे
yeah, yeah, yeah,
get bored maybe some of the viewers also gets bored
yeah,
looking listening
yeah,
to
yeah,
it
yeah.
but we both are enjoying then people might
Enjoy.
enjoy.
That's
Yeah.
what matters most. Though.
Yeah, yeah.
Conversations matter, you know.
Yeah, yeah. All right. All right. So thank you, Ronit. Thank you so
Okay.
much for your time. Yeah.
Yeah,
And we will obviously we'll try to connect more.
for sure.
कभी फिर कर लेंगे podcast whenever you have
Andy.
time, you're
Yeah,
available.
yeah.
So it's very good. Thank you so
Thank
much for
you.
coming. Thank you
Thank
for
you.
your time.
Yeah.
So मिलते हैं very soon.
Yeah, no, bro. Thank you for your time too. Thanks for having me, and hopefully, we added some values to some
Yeah, yeah,
people,
yeah.
right?
Sure. And I'll start
So,
sharing the short form content with you. You might
thank
find
you.
it interesting. Yeah.
Okay,
All right.
awesome. Thank you, bro.
Thank you, bro. Thank you so much. Thank you. Bye.
Okay, bye, 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 bye. I just leave this, right?
Yeah. I'll just end recording. Yeah.